Shaw, Dareen Abu-Lail, Irene Ochem, Khadijatu Mansaray, Madhulika Makar, Nyota Babunga, Oladunni Pooja Kumar, Priti Gulati, Visham Sikand. So if I can just have the speakers come onto stage and we'll start just in a few more minutes. Thank you.
Change our moods, change our hormones, change our emotions, change our thoughts, change our situations, change. We all change. Change is the nature of nature. Mother Nature embraces change. Mother Nature drives the change. Mother Nature is equipped for change. Change, she says, is your growth. Change, she says, is your evolution. Change, she says, is life living itself. Do not fear change. Just embrace it. My creation has everything you will ever need to adapt to any change. My creation works for you. My plants, my herbs, my fruits, my greens, my trees, my winds, my waters, my seeds, they are all alive to help you, support you, prepare you. They are like a million mothers taking care of you every second of your lives. Holding, the secrets to your health, harmony, and joy. Secrets that science is discovering now, yet secrets uncovered by our seers thousands of years ago as Ayurveda, the knowledge of nature, the power of nature, the love of nature, the infinity of nature, the soul of nature. Come home to nature. Come home to Ayurveda, where the source of life is a way of life. Bio-Ayurveda, embracing Mother Nature. Change, the only constant in life. Our bodies change, our moods change, our hormones change. Our emotions change, our thoughts change, our situations change, we all change. Change is the nature of nature. Mother Nature embraces change. Mother Nature drives the change. Mother Nature is equipped for
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We will start our next session right now. So if I can invite the speakers to come up on stage, would be fantastic. This is In Conversation with Startups and Entrepreneurs. Bershan Shah, Executive Leadership Coach, Motivational Speaker from the USA. Dareen Abu-Lail, she is from Jordan. Irene, Ochem. Khadijatu, Mansaray. Madhulika, Makar. Nyota, Babunga. Oladunni, Pooja Kumar. Priti, Gulati, Visham, Sikand. Come on. We might just have to do a one-on-one with you. Come on. Okay, let's do it. I'm still waiting for speakers.
I'll do it on my own. I don't need it. I don't need a crowd.
You need a crowd. You just don't need.
No, I don't need it. I don't need another group.
Yeah, there you go. Just one.
So you want to just do me?
Chalo, you want to sit, and I'll call
Okay.
you on stage. So since we only have one speaker for now, I'm still waiting for the other speakers to come. You can finish your lunch. I know there's still round table discussion happening, but can we just get some attention over onto the stage? We are going to start with In Conversation with Startups and Entrepreneurs. Bershan Shah. She's an executive leader, leadership coach, and motivational speaker from the USA. A big round of applause for Ms. Shah. Come on up. Where in the USA are you?
New York City.
New York City, wonderful.
Hello, New Delhi. Hello. How are you? Hello. Come on.
Hi, sir, how are you?
The mic isn't on.
Oh,
It
sorry.
is. Is it?
No.
No.
Hey, there we go.
Okay.
Your voice-
Hello. No, it's. Okay. Oh yes. Now, hello, New Delhi. Hello. How are you? All right. Come on. Hello. Hello. And I'm so happy to be in New Delhi because I have to tell you, I love the food. The food is amazing. The people are great. The energy is electrifying. And it's great to be in a room with women connecting with one another, inspiring each other, and uplifting each other. So let's give ourselves a hand for that. Yes, WEF, it's amazing, it's amazing. So this session is about startups, it's about entrepreneurship, and it's about taking off with your dream. So my name is Bershan Shah. I am an international motivational speaker, executive business coach, author, and TV personality. And I'm here because I love helping women step into their greatness in their leadership position, in their businesses, small business, or corporate America. So let me tell you my 5 steps. Is everyone listening? Come on, everyone listening? You know what? Let's just get everybody up. Because I feel like, come on, everyone stand up. I want this to be unity. Everyone in the room, come on, stand up. Right. Let's get some energy in this room. Come on, everyone, let's get energy in the room. Yes, right, come on, WEF, New Delhi. Come on, let's clap for WEF. People are here from 70 countries all over the world, right? Coming together for one unison together. So let's get energy in this room. Now, I love to start my segments off with everyone raising their hand because I love empowerment together. Everyone raise your hand, okay? And you're going to say, I am a warrior. On the count of 3. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. I am a warrior. Again, I am a warrior. Again, I am a warrior. Perfect. You can sit down now. I just wanted to get the room connected. I wanted to get everyone in unison. And I wanted to get everyone together. Let me tell you about entrepreneurship. If you don't know my story, my entrepreneurial journey started in 2009 when I was diagnosed with stage 4 terminal breast cancer. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was young in New York City, and I didn't know that I had cancer. So I had been working in New York City. I owned my own restaurant, small business owner. I raised $1 million by myself. Yes. But during the journey, I got sick. And during that journey, I was afraid to tell anyone. I was afraid to tell a soul because I was embarrassed. I didn't want to be known as the sick girl, the girl who had cancer, the girl who had an issue. So I hid behind my sickness and didn't tell anyone, which is not what you should do, ladies. But from my cancer, it became my gift because I realized that it was bigger than cancer, the health issue. It was what was the cancer that was holding me back from greatness. It was the cancer of not speaking up as a female. It was the cancer of not living my truth. It was the cancer of not stepping into my greatness and being an entrepreneur. It was the cancer because I let everyone tell me that I wasn't good enough to start a business. I wasn't good enough to be an executive motivational speaker because everyone was doing that. But what I had to realize, one wasn't me. I had to realize that it was my own journey. I stepped into my own journey of greatness. So cancer wasn't just a health issue. Cancer was a journey to wake me up to step into my greatness. So I ask each and every one of you, are you stepping into your greatness? Or are you living in fear? Fear is false evidence appearing real. Are you judging yourself? Are you criticizing yourself? Do you self-sabotage yourself? Do you tell yourself you're not good enough because you're from the right Indian family, from the right neighborhood? You're not educated enough. You don't have the right money. You don't have the right connections. Are you telling yourself that? Or are you really living in your truth? You see, for so long, I didn't live in my truth. For so long, I lived a lie. And organizations like WEF help women come out to get connections, to get networking opportunities. If you're not here passing your card out to every woman in this organization, shame on you. Okay? Everyone in this organization should have another contact. And when you go back to your hometown, you should be connecting on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, starting business. Because this is a movement, ladies. This isn't just WEF, a conference we leave and we go back home, right? This is a movement, right? Exactly. I'm tired of women playing small in the world. I'm tired of us being afraid, and I'm tired of us wearing a mask. We've been doing it for so long. Lying, telling everyone we're happy, not really living up to our truth, not becoming that big empire that we know we desire, telling people that we don't really want to do it when we want to do it. I've done it so long. I did it in my marriage. I did it with my cancer. I'm doing it no more. Because time waits for no one. I want everyone to say this. Time waits for no one. Come on, say it again. Time waits for no one. Exactly. So when you realize time waits for no one, you stop the procrastination, you stop the judgment, you stop the negative self-talk, you stop having people tell you that you're not good enough, you stop listening to people who aren't positive, who aren't there for you, who aren't uplifting you. So let me give you 5 tips and I'm getting off the stage, okay? All right, here are my 5 tips for entrepreneurship startups. Everyone's afraid of doing a startup, and everyone's afraid because they think they're going to fail, right? Come on. Yes. You're not going to fail. And if you do fail, learn and grow from it. Learn and grow from it. Warren Buffett says he won't invest in a company unless they fail 3 times. You know why? Because that means that if they failed 3 times, they have learned the growing pain. They understand it. So let me tell you, startups, ladies, 5 things. My acronym is DDCA. D. You have to make a decision that you want to do it. You have to make a decision and do it. You see, we say we want to open a company, we want to start a found-up, we want to do this, we want to start a startup. I have a funny story. I have an aunt who thinks that everyone took her idea of the mini cupcakes. She's still talking about the mini cupcakes. She was talking about it 9 years ago. But it's not your idea if you're not executing on it. It's in your head. You see, while you're thinking about it, hoping for it, wishing for it, praying for it, somebody else is doing it. The mini cupcakes are not her. It's the person who executed and took action. The other D, you have to be dedicated. How many people out there are dedicated for their business? Raise your hand. Now, you know everybody's hand is not up in this room. That's a problem. You're in an organization, you're not dedicated. I'm going to ask this question one more time. How many people out there are dedicated in their business? Exactly. That's the type of passion I should hear. I should hear people on the floor doing cartwheels up and down. Because you should be dedicated for your business. You traveled all the way to India to connect, you better be dedicated. Or it's an expensive hobby and you're wasting time. Dedicated. Everyone in this room needs to be dedicated if you are in business as an entrepreneur or a startup. You have to be dedicated in what you want to do. You can't let anyone stop you. Dedication is what drives you to success. Dedication. Then D, This is a good one. Discipline. How many people, come on, raise your hand, are really disciplined in your business? Now, the hands went down, right? So why are you not disciplined in your business? Then you have to reassess and reevaluate your business goals. If you're not disciplined every week, looking at and holding yourself accountable to moving forward in the next week, then you have a problem. Then you need to hire a coach, me. No. But no, you really have to be disciplined in your business. You have to understand that discipline breeds habits. You don't want to go back to habits where you're not executing anything. Discipline, discipline, discipline. And then C, you have to be committed to your goals. Oprah Winfrey says success starts with commitment. If you are not committed to your goals, then why do you have them? We say we want to open a business. We say we want to open a tech firm. We say we want to be a hedge fund manager. We say we want to own our own bakery. We say we want to own a clothing store. We say we want to own an executive coaching business. But are you really committed? Are you willing to work 24/7? Are you willing to do the things that no one else is willing to do? That's commitment. When you're really willing to work overtime, when you have to stay up until 4 a.m. and not sleep, when you see that your competition is moving ahead and you're not doing the assessment and the work and you're not looking at them. Commitment. The last one is A. Come on, you guys, this is take action. Take action, take action. The reason that people don't succeed in life is because, one, they don't have someone to hold them accountable, and two, they don't take action. We procrastinate. This is the question I always like to ask. How many people have written a book or wants to write a book? How many people wants to write a book? How many people wants to write a book? Come on, because I know it's more than 5 people, right? Because everyone has a story inside of them. Everyone says, my story is different, and your story is different. Everyone says that they have something they want to tell. Now, how many people have written a book? You see the hands go down. And why do your hands go down? Because why? You procrastinate. You keep saying you're going to do it. You never do it. You keep saying that, oh, I'll wait until this. I'll wait until my son gets older. I'll wait until my job, I get the promotion. I'll wait until I get the money. But it never happens because something will always happen. Life will always happen. Your house will need a new roof. Your car will break down. You won't get the money. You won't get the promotion. You'll move companies. The company will dissolve. Your house will go, whatever. Excuse, excuse, excuse. Something will always happen. So I'm here to tell you, entrepreneur, startups, business owners, time waits for no one. If you're waiting for someone to save you in your business, save you in your company, or save your dreams, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. You will be waiting for the rest of your life. Right? You have to take control of your own life. No one's going to give it to you. And every time you point the finger blaming someone, 3 fingers are pointing back at you. Because it's no one's fault but yours. Remember, discipline, determination, make a decision, commit to it, and take action. Now, we're going to end it like this, and then I'm getting off the stage. Stand up, come on. We're going to get some energy in the room again for the next speaker. Come on, raise your hand, stand up. Everyone in the room, we need energy over here. Come on, energy, energy, energy. Come on, yes. Raise your hand. No. You got to say, I'm a warrior 3 times, because everyone in this room is a warrior. On the count of 3, come on. 1, 2, 3. I am a warrior. 1, 2, 3. I am a warrior. 1, 2, 3. I am a warrior. Thank you so much.
I didn't even want to let you be off the stage. You've created such awesome energy on stage right now. Thank you, Ms. Shah. Executive leadership coach, motivational speaker, all the way from New York. Thank you for being with us. Now, I'm going to say, I know a few of the speakers are here. I've said the name twice, so if you're a speaker, please make your way here. I will do an introduction once you're here. Fair enough. If you're a speaker, please come to stage, and because I want my next speaker to speak. So if you're one of the speakers for this session, please make your way to the stage, and then I will introduce you. Next up, we have Mr. Visham Sikand, all the way from, well, he's from India. Serial entrepreneur. He looks very foreign. Where are you from India? From Delhi, okay, from the house. So please come on stage and share a few words with us. Would you like this mic? Wonderful.
Hi, everybody. I know most of you are still having lunch. Let me clarify, I'm not a girl, okay? So still on the stage. Okay, so my name is Visham Sikand. The boring part of the introduction. It's really unfair to talk after a person like her, obviously, with all the energy like that. I can't make you stand, especially I can't order girls over here to stand up for me. Okay, quick background from Harvard Business School, typical Indian kid, study all the time, and set up 2 companies, was able to exit them. The last company got bought out by a Forbes 50 company, so became the youngest chairman to a Forbes 50 company in India at the age of 32. All went right, and wanted to share my story of entrepreneurship, a little different from probably the most of the entrepreneurs you will meet across the world. Didn't take any funding, by the way, in case anybody thinks that I'm here because I paid for it. Didn't take any funding for any of the companies. You know what, when I was a geek at school, so typical, if some of you are from India, they would know that the first introduction a kid does in India is, which school are you from? What college have you done? Are you married? What's your salary? So that's typical India, okay? And I love it, by the way. I love it because they're so open about it. And the bad part, okay, is that half the school in India are theoretical. So I was one of the theory guys. Complete geek, didn't know how to talk to someone else. Typical, again, scored well, entrance exams in India, millions of people apply for the entrance exam. If you get through, your parents are happy, they tell the neighbors. And got through one of the good colleges, and there I realized that, you know what, if I'm from Delhi, I speak better English than most of the other engineering classmates over here. So that's where I realized this new thing in me, I call it the power of hi, and which I started saying hi to all my seniors, because that's the only comfortable English word I knew. So I was like, oh, hi to my senior. I used to always forget names. So I was like, hi boss, hi dude, how are you doing? And that's where the personality changed for me. From being a complete geek to becoming an extremely extrovert social person. From that stage of the parents' best kid, I became a friend's best friend. And that's where the networking started, the attitude to network. So some of my friends are here who play tennis with me. And till early, I could never even access the tennis court, okay? So dad was in the government, background basic, started doing this power of hi thing to every possible person, from a 3-wheeler rickshaw driver, if you've seen the 3-wheeler rickshaw drivers in India, to the taxi guy, to the guards. From there, like typical Indians, I'll say, cracked all MBA schools in India, got through Harvard Business School, complete scores and all that. And everywhere I went, so I'll give you some examples of Harvard. So they have this fine dining thing every evening almost. So there's wine. Indians don't know how to drink wine till about 10 years ago. They didn't know anything about it. And so I used to say that when the Kentucky Fried Chicken kind of thing used to come, I was the only guy who used to eat with my hand. And everybody else used to use their forks and knives over there. So, and I was like, let me be what I am. That's where I started opening up people also and told them that isn't it more comfortable, at least this food, to eat with your hands. And the entire Harvard class opened up completely. So I think I was privileged to be in a class where everybody opened up completely. So finally, over there, people know where they were educated, what salaries they were earlier at, how many kids do they have, and were they married or not. It's typical like India. So my story of enterprise, so some of the people who worked along with me from being that geek to a bootstrap company are the American Express CEO of India, the Google MD CEO of India, the Barclays Bank MD of India, a lot of seniors, the Max Bupa, if you all understand. So these are people who I used to work for, finally worked for me. This only happened because of this one thing. I was still stuck to the grassroots of at least this country, India, in which I understood exactly what the aspiration of the most common person in India is, and completely with business sense. So I'm not here for any social service. So one of the interview questions that I had at the MBA school was, what will you do after 2 years? And I said, oh, you know what, I'm going to contribute to the society and I'm going to do so well. So they said, okay, why don't you put this on a pen and paper that you won't sit for any of the interviews for the final placement and we'll take you. And I immediately said, no, sir, I lied. And similarly, over here, my main goal, my passion initially was to do something back for my father. And the goal absolutely was to make money. So there's no hiding about this part in an entrepreneur's life, at least 95% of the entrepreneurs. So came out, did this, walked into room. So now a little bit of what the entrepreneur should do. I walked into almost every possible big man's office in India and said, I have a business idea. I do not want any funding. All I want is your name, your infrastructure. That's where the story started. From being about $100,000 back on loans, we were finally able to sell off the companies and do profit worth more than around $200 million. Wow. So the story is, from a person who could not talk 3 lines of English, the person who got stuck to the basics of the country and finally had the power of high, is where we went across everybody. So if you today I'm a little more older, so today also if you would see me, my passion is to go to you, come to you and say hi to you, know about you, and that's how what my network is. So the entire basis of my business has been networking and a little of innovation. So probably to all the entrepreneurs over here and all the wonderful ladies over here, congratulations for first of all being a part of this, because you have taken that first step for sure. I'm sure you have taken 100 steps before that also. But this first step that you have taken in networking and making the women come in ahead of you is the right way. One last thing on an interesting note. How difficult is for a man to manage women colleagues in the office? You know what? It's the toughest thing. It's the toughest thing. I used to have these senior 4 ladies in my office. Every day, each lady used to complain about what the other lady is doing. So on a lighter note, I'm sure you're the most wonderful ladies here. Thank you for listening to me, and a privilege to be in front of you. So it's tough to manage you, but you are the best people in the company. Thank you so much.
Thank you. You were fantastic. So well put together, articulated. You know, I had those fears as well when I was growing up. Never wanted to speak in public, just be shattered off. But then I figured out living in fear is obviously not fun, but if you can create that fear and create that as a confidence platform, it helps. So if you're afraid of something, go and do it. Try it out. And if you're nervous about something, go and do it, because that's when you'll grow. That's when you know that's something that you're not comfortable with and you do it. That's when you're taking the next step into being successful in anything that you do. So thank you for sharing that story. It was really, really beautiful. A big round of applause for you. We have our next speaker. I also want to request, if you're a speaker on this panel, I have said the names 2 or 3 times. So if you're a speaker, please come and join us and I will introduce you on stage. Thank you very much. Next, we have Ms. Pooja Kumari. She's the founder of Jogo app. She's from India. A big round of applause. Let's welcome her and hear about her app story. Would you like to come up or would you like to come up on stage?
All right, so I'll just move in.
Just move it closer to your...
Yeah. So hi there, I'm Pooja Kumar, founder of Jogo app, which is a gamified one-stop health fitness app to get fit the fun way. So, the vision here for us is to solve largely sedentary lifestyle issues. So as we all know, urban India brings with it loads of problems, including sedentary lifestyle. And the statistics say 80% of the urban population globally is today suffering from sedentary lifestyle issues, and that's costing the world about $2.2 trillion annually to support. So our vision at Jogo app is to make people more active, and we've created a whole ecosystem which includes tracking, rewards, so you actually get paid for being active. Then we create gamification in the form of challenges you can run within a corporate, within a brand, to drive more and more people to socially inspire each other to be more active. And then we've also created an ecosystem which includes products and services around health fitness, so superfood items, trainers, nutritionists, therapists, and a lot of service entities, almost 1 lakh across 20 categories, so that, that it becomes a virtuously good cycle for you to get fit. So that's what we've created. But the journey for me kind of started with a personal struggle of losing weight and getting fit. So like all, I think for most people or for most entrepreneurs, it's a need that they solve for themselves, and that becomes what they start out. So the story is similar for me as well. So about 2 years back, I was significantly overweight. I was 40 kgs more than what you see me. And I have 2 kids, and the weight was a legacy which was probably there for 10 years. So I was just increasingly putting on weight. After my 2 kids, I was obese. I would say morbidly obese almost. So that's when I started to take charge, and I started to look at fitness, healthy eating, and all of that. And it was a very intensive and a very insightful journey for me. And that became the genesis for starting out Jogo app. So here it's really about putting my passion to what I'm doing today, because I believe just being fit, or rather being active, translates in so much more than just physical well-being. So there is a lot of emotional strength you get, a lot of confidence, and a lot of this inner strength within yourself, which helps you believe that you can actually do everything. Because every time you push yourself to go, physically, even a minute or 2 minutes extra on the path to running or the treadmill or any weights that you're putting, you feel like you're going to die, but then you survive. And if you can do that, that means you can do a lot more, right? So we translate that, and that's what we would like to have a lot more people experience today. A lot of us are stuck to laptops, to electronic devices, but that's what we are trying to change here. That, get out there and get active and play. And it's also a legacy which otherwise we will leave for our children. Because, children don't become what you want them to become. They actually become you. So if you are going to be sedentary, they're going to be sedentary. If you're going to be sitting in front of electronic devices, they will do exactly that. So I think somewhere it's also a responsibility for us, because obesity in the child category is in fact an even growing problem. And that's not what we want to leave the world with. And that's really what we're trying to do. So I think, what I'm trying to do is connecting the dots in terms of where I am today and what inspired me. And somewhere, I've probably been an entrepreneur at heart for the longest time. So I started my career with American Express. And I used to have my offices in Manhattan and Gurgaon, posh places here. But at Amex, I just felt like, I'm a spoke in the wheel. I'm just incrementally just surviving. I don't have to push myself to really do well, is the sense I got there. Or I wasn't really making an impact. And being very candid, I don't think I was making that sort of impact that I was capable of, I thought somewhere. And that's where, this entire financial inclusion movement came around. And I was quite inspired by it. Those were early days in India, nearly about 15 years back now. And I started to work with a company called Ujjivan, which was in the urban space. And that for me was literally from my office shifted from Manhattan and Gurgaon to Madangir, which is a slum in Delhi. And that's what I did. For a year, I helped set up operations for that company. It was an extremely fulfilling experience for me, and something I would value for the rest of my life, because 1 year of working at the grassroots level was so insightful, and I don't think I could have done that now. A lot of people used to envy me at that point and say that, oh, you can do this, we wish we could. And now I understand. It takes a different sort of adventure to do that, and that's where I was. And then it was a very labor-intensive job, and somewhere I thought that we needed technology. And that's when my first venture in a lot of ways happened, which was the mobile telephony, trying to bring that into India. And in that bottom of pyramid segment, where that becomes a way to enable people to get financially included. And that venture is called Echo. And we tried to recreate the M-Pesa in India about now 9 years back. So we were pretty much the pioneers of mobile money transfers in India. And that was itself a very intensive journey. About 8 years is what I spent there. And besides the challenges of working with startups, it was also working with regulators. And the fintech space, or rather in the financial space in India, you would probably empathize it as a very, very tough job. So, so that's what I did from Amex, moved to Jeevan, and then it was really about this personal passion. And in a lot of ways, I'm here bringing all of my startup experience to my personal passion. And I would say it's been the toughest journey so far for me. Because earlier I was working for a startup, and here I created, it's my startup, okay? And it's been very, very intense. And unlike what people think that, it would be fun and all of that, I think that's probably 20%, but 80% it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of belief and self-belief more than anything else. And, I'll just say that I've survived. I've survived, I've grown. We've had very tough moments. Sometimes, you really don't know why things are happening the way that they are. In a lot of ways, we started when when the startup doom was happening. So 2015 end is when the cycle of the startup. So there was this entire exuberance about the startup ecosystem in India, which was probably from 2012 right up 2013 to about 2015. And we started, and 2015 is when it started to slow down. And that's the point we were born. And, it's been very tough because you're born with the dreams of what you think should happen, but you face reality. And, I've been an optimist at heart, so I always take the positives and say that, if you're born in tough times, probably you will become tougher than otherwise. So that's really been the journey. It's been tough. It's been, ups and downs. You oscillate between, feeling ecstatic and feeling, feeling like killing yourself at times, right? Or the other person across. So it's exciting, and I think for those of us who believe in growing, entrepreneurship is one short way of doing that. So I'd encourage a lot of you to kind of, become entrepreneurs and chase your dreams, irrespective of success or failure. Actually, there isn't any success or failure. This is just a part of the journey, and it's the important part is, are you enjoying the journey? So that's it.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kumar. Fantastic. You've worked with such large organizations, and you think that, oh yeah, they're all doing well and they're all doing so good, but they all sometimes have troubles, and then they grow from that. So thank you for sharing that, and thank you for letting us know that you had failed at some point and you figured, I'm not the one that's going to fail. I will revive from it. So thank you. Please have a seat. I will get my next speaker, who's just joined us, Vimo Kitawa. She is from Nairobi. She has an organization called Mama Ventures Group that works with slums in Nairobi. And I'll get her to speak more about that just in a second. Welcome. How are you? A big round of applause.
I think, good afternoon. I'm still a bit time warped. How are you?
Fantastic.
How are you guys? How's the lunch? I would expect that after that beautiful lunch would be energetic and looking forward to this experience. Hi, Dorothy. Dorothy is one of my great friends from Kenya, so I'm glad to see you here. So my name is Wemo Kitawa. I think this is the one place that I've been that I've seen the word failure being thrown around as a compliment. And I think this is beautiful, that we are taking the negative aspects of what our businesses have done to us and turning them into victories. And I think for that, we deserve to clap for ourselves and appreciate ourselves. Come on, let's appreciate our failures. So I'm 26. I founded Mama Ventures. Mama Ventures was a dream, and I'm glad that today is one of those days that I can say that it's a reality now. It's no longer a fantasy, but now it's already happening. So at Mama Ventures, we work with women from underprivileged communities in Kenya and hoping to extend to the rest of East Africa. And for not being technical, Mama Ventures was a fantasy because I didn't even know where to start. And when something is in your brain, it's very difficult to conceptualize it into paper. Yeah. I think serial entrepreneurs, that's what I think I'll call most of us. As serial entrepreneurs, you come up with an idea, and you go to bed, and in a week, you're coming up with a second idea before you finish the first one. And that was the problem that I had. And to stand here, there were steps that I had to go through as a person first before I became an entrepreneur. And I was supposed to be here in the morning. And this is where even the topic I was supposed to speak about comes into play, finding solutions through adversity. I'm sure half of this room did not just get here easily, right? There's people I hear slept in an airport for 3 days. It was cold, and they carried clothes for India. So you can imagine how that must have been. So finding solutions through adversity. When the journey began, the first thing I had to do before we got here is fail, as everyone else keeps saying, fail. But what makes us strong is when that failure doesn't define you but builds you. When you're able to look at your failures and say, you know what? Failing doesn't mean that my idea was bad. It just means that I probably didn't execute it the right way. And so I gave up for like a week, but it kept being a nightmare. I could not sleep. So I love my sleep, honestly. I tried this 5-hour rule, you know, the CEO 5-hour rule. I tried it, it didn't work. I like 7 to 8 hours. I was doing 3. This was bad, so I had to come up with a solution fast. So what happened is I had to actually meet a coach, just like you. These guys are amazing. You think they're great at talking? It's not just talking. Well, all the talking then becomes a little box that you're able to make sense out of. All the words that keep making rounds in our heads, they become ideas that we can actually make something out of. That's something we can make a difference from. So the first thing that I did is I drew a life map. So the first step to finding solutions through adversity and making our businesses a success is 1, reflect. You have to reflect as to why you're running this business. My first idea, I was running that business because the entrepreneur's bug is in Kenya. And everyone is an entrepreneur. So now, it's no longer just an entrepreneur. I'm a tenderpreneur. I'm a photopreneur. We have the preneur suffix to everything that we do, which is great. This means that we are rebels and we're not sticking to the rules, and that's why we will thrive. So the first thing I did was reflect. And by reflecting, I drew what is called a life map. A life map is you draw your life from conception to where you are. And you look at the great big life goals that you've gone through. This is the positives, the negatives, that we all look past, but actually define the person that you are today. This means that that time that you failed in preschool, or that time you didn't make it for the athletics team because you couldn't catch your breath, like me, that moment actually defines you. And we have the tendency of throwing those failures under the bed and saying, you know what, I am great. But these things actually stay within us. So reflect, draw your life map, and you will realize at what point did you realize that you wanted to be who you are. For me, the point of change was when I had just finished my Form 4. And as the story is with most of us, our parents I was having this conversation over lunch. They want the best for us. So I studied all my years to become a doctor. And I qualified to be a doctor. And then I saw a dead body and blood and realized, no, that's not for me. So I dropped out of med school and decided to pursue preventive medicine. I mean, that's close to being a doctor, right? I can still see a doctor and say, that's my colleague. It's as close as I can get. So that was the point I defined it, because I realized I didn't have anyone drawing my life map and telling me what I wanted to be. And I did not find a solution for myself early enough. So I realized, because I found a solution early enough, well, compared to my peers, I cannot let the rest of my peers keep staying at the same level. Secondly, I had been through relationships where I was being abused, but I didn't know I was being abused. So this, coming out of that and becoming a confident woman and standing straight, I mean, I'd always been confident, but there's certain things that again happen along your life map and they stop you from thriving. So I approached that and I said, how many women out there are going through the same thing that I am? So I decided that Mama Ventures is going to be a social enterprise that works with women who are victims of gender-based violence, and we want them to be economically empowered through their skills, their talents, and their passions. And these women will not just be given, handed life, they have to work for it. So we meet these women and we nurture them, we inspire them, we share our good and bad experiences, but we're not just gossiping. Everyone says women gossip, but we make it great gossip. And this gossip makes them thriving businesswomen and thriving entrepreneurs. As much as they come from the slums, they're powerful and they don't want to be handed things. They actually want to work. So that is Mama. And finally, to be able to finish as to what the solutions are, you have to get down and get your hands dirty. You have to get dirty. We look pretty right now. I can see everyone has their favorite dress, including me. Yeah, we have the best dress that we had to pick out from our closet. But you have to get down and get dirty. And only then will you realize your dream, because only you know what your dream is made of, not the next person. You knowing your dream through analyzing your life map, this means that your dream will never die, because there's a reason why you're running your business. There's a reason why you're doing what you do. So that's how I would like to share with you on how to find solutions through adversity. Thank you.
Thank you. How inspiring are you? Amazing. You know, you said it so perfectly. You have to get on the ground and do the work, and that's when you'll know your passion and if you want to do it or not. So thank you for coming all the way and sharing this story with us, and we want to see you grow each and every year with us. Welcome. I will have our next speaker and our last speaker for this session. I'll invite Ms. Priti Gulati to come up on stage. She is from India. She's the founder of Expertise. Here we go.
Hi. Thanks for having me here. And just to, say whether you say expertise or expertise, it doesn't matter because it actually points to the same direction. So I'm happy. So just to share with you my journey, my story, I've been 23 years a banker, and a retail banker, a treasury dealer, a debt market specialist, having worked with banks like Punjab National Bank and then with Merrill Lynch. And then I transited on to becoming a businesswoman. So, the transition was great, and mostly it came from my self-belief. And I think it was a little bit of a challenge to myself, saying, okay, there are issues and problems in the workplace. Okay, can I challenge myself and say that if I did it myself, those challenges, will I be able to overcome them? And that's how I just kind of transited into becoming an entrepreneur. So the three things that kind of stayed with me all through my work life and now as a businesswoman, and some of it, you've already said, most of them, and I completely resonated with you. One and the most important for me is my self-discipline, my principles. And that has stood with me. And, I've had a very, very comfortable life. I've been born to family who gave me good education, and I've been in the best of the worlds. However, as you go along your life and you face the daily challenges, every day it's a situation of, do you want to take the right path or do you want to take the easy path? And my discipline always said, take the right path, no matter how hard. And I've moved through life with that one discipline. And that also leads me to be a very, very systematic, structured person. And the interesting thing is that, you know, there have been times when I've been a saleswoman and I'm not a salesperson at all. And how do I become a businesswoman if I'm not street savvy and I'm not a pure businesswoman? I've been in the service world all through. The one thing that has stood by me is my systematic nature. And coupled with my next pointer, which I want to talk about, is perseverance. And that's one thing that has stood me all through and has brought me right up till here. I'm a firm believer of action. Again, I was hearing you speak and I was like, it was almost like me speaking there. And that's what's really pulled me through. My perseverance, every time I've come through a stumbling block, I've got right up there and got back into action immediately. And so coupled with perseverance and my self-discipline, that's what's taken me and transited me from being a regular working person into being an entrepreneur. And stays with me. And the third is, of course, the power of who I am as a person, my self-belief. And the other interesting thing about transitioning from being a working person to an entrepreneur is that it's a belief that you have to reckon with every day. And you are who you are, and I am who I am today because of my belief in myself. And that's the one thing that has, again, pulled me through. Always believe in yourself. So, when we talk about successful people and no success and persons who have not been successful, well, I mean, there are other facets to it. But the one thing is the action. Do you believe in it? Then just go out and do it. Because if you don't do it, then nothing's going to happen. You throw that ball in the universe, it'll come right back. For every step of my early days as an entrepreneur, I would take one step forward and one back. And the one thing what pulled me back always onto course was whenever I did the action, my one step forward, it would always pull me right back onto my path. And that is where, my sense of discipline and perseverance and hard work has pulled me through. So today, as an entrepreneur, I got into the employability for the banking industry because I thought a lot of people didn't get jobs in the banking industry. So I thought, let me train people from the lower and middle income group and get them jobs in the banking industry. And that also got me into another facet of recruiting, proctoring, designing and proctoring exams, competitive exams, all India, and getting jobs for people and a lot from rural India. People who said their fathers have been truck drivers and grocers. And that gave a lot of sense of satisfaction. And from there, I transited, and currently what I run is an entity called Expertise. And it's an expert network for top management professionals who are not currently in full-time jobs. Because the belief comes that people with the gray hair, the people who are sitting on a reservoir of experience and exposure, no matter what their age, their knowledge should not be wasted. It should be utilized, and as the youngsters are moving up, there's still space for the experience and the knowledge, and that's what I want to bring to fore. And so it doesn't matter to me whether you say expertise or expertise, it means the same thing. That's what I run, an expert network. Wonderful. So thank you all so much for hearing me, and good luck to all of you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gulati. It's a lot of insight, lots of experience that you have. We can come and chat with you later if you want to. She will be in the room. We are going to start with our recognition of awards. So I would like to invite two of our prominent women leaders that have received this award previously. I have Andreja, she's joining us, and Miss Shalini Kamath, who will come on to the stage and present an award for these lovely women and our gentlemen in the house. So iconic leaders creating better world. If I can get both of you lovely ladies right over here. First, we will get Bershan Shah to come up on stage and receive her award. She is an executive leader, leadership coach, and motivational speaker.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. This is a wonderful honor, all the way from New York City here, and getting this award. I love. Oh, the iconic woman creating a better world for all. Yes, thank you. And if you want more business strategies, please, I'll see you at my session today at 4:45. Be a warrior in your life. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, you want to?
Next, we have Pooja Kumar. She's the founder of Jugo app from India. Next, I have Miss Priti Gulati, founder of Expertise from India. Big round of applause for Priti. Next, I have Mr. Visham Sikand, serial entrepreneur from Delhi, India. A big round of applause for Visham. Last and final award is for Vimo Kavita. She's with the Mama Ventures Group, Nairobi. Iconic leaders creating better world for all. A big round of applause for all of the awardees. Center stage and take one group picture. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We will be starting our next session right away.